Hello everybody, welcome back to Same Spirit Gaming. My name is Matt.
And I'm Jordan.
And back with more Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I don't think I need to go up here exactly, but it seems like there's something I might want. Oh, never mind, I got that already. Okay. Is it obvious that this is a different recording session?
Yeah.
So, we're in this thing called the Wellspring, I guess. I guess it's supposed to be sort of like a kind of an old water mill type thing that maybe once it's active again we could get, you know, nice fresh water running in the main world area. I don't know. Hello, Lupo. Okay. Purchase a map for 150 sure, I guess. Although I'm wondering if I already have a decent portion of it mapped out. No! That's quite a bit more. Okay. Well, thanks, Lupo. Okay, so now I guess I gotta go down this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not, like, super duper optimistic at the moment, but I have seen a slight decrease in some gas prices lately.
Oh, really? That's good.
Only by, like, maybe 10 cents a gallon tops, but...
I have been mostly using my electric car. Yeah, I haven't needed to fill up in a while, so I'm out of the loop. That's good. Gas prices down is good. Trying to think of what I've been up to. I don't know. I haven't been up to much. Hot weather. Trying to still adapt to the like fully hybrid. They're like enforcing employees to come in 3 days a week. You know, before it was like, well, yeah, you should come in 3 days a week. Now it's like, we're tracking your badge and you have to come in. So it's like, fine, okay, we have to go in. Memorial Day weekend happened.
Yeah.
I was trying to look at sales, but I just didn't really see anything that seemed that great.
Yeah. I don't know if this is just my area or my own memory, but it seems like, for the most part, Memorial Day, the big Memorial Day sales are mostly just like furniture and cars.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
But speaking of Memorial Day, I did, like, you know, obviously I spent some time with my family, and there was a parade in town that we went and saw, even though it was, like, the weather was a little bit damp.
Oh, okay. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was alright. Nothing, like... Nothing I would say absolutely amazing, but, you know, it was
Yeah.
a nice little bit of something different. Whoa. I guess, you know, one of the things that they did in order to, well, as part of it being a Memorial Day parade was, some of the troops, I guess mostly, like, not active duty troops anymore, but still, the ones that were part of the parade, they, like, had, they, like, stopped at a cemetery and then, you know, like, kind of paid their respects by saluting and playing taps and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise, I don't know if I've really had too much going on, you know, aside from the usual just work and...
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. This feels like there's so much going on, but also like nothing really caught my attention this week. Like there's no news that I can really think of.
I think really the main problem is that there's always news, and so...
Yeah.
Like, it's hard for it to really stand out.
That new Star Wars movie came out. But I didn't see it. I don't know anybody who saw it. Which is really weird for, like, a Star Wars theatrical release.
Just, I don't know, I read something that said, like, critics didn't really seem to like it, but, you know, I guess it was relatively well received among the, like, actual Star Wars fans.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it just depends on, like, how long people are gonna keep going to see it. Like, the opening weekend is all the hyped up Star Wars fans, and then it's like, well, the question is everyone else gonna see it? And the other thing, like, one of the reasons I wouldn't go see it in theaters is I didn't watch The Mandalorian. Like, I watched season 1, and then it was like, just stopped. And it feels like I'm gonna not know what's going on, and like I'm not caught up. And I don't think that's the case. Like that, they usually do a pretty good job of bringing you up to speed, but I don't know. Like I'm not gonna go back and watch Mandalorian, and I'm just not interested. I don't like the Grogu thing. I'm sorry, I just don't like the Baby Yoda thing. I can't stand 2 hours of it, I think. Personally. That's just me, though.
Oh, hello. There's another place for me to enter. Okay. It doesn't seem like this is directly connected with where I ultimately need to go for this thing, and... I mean, that spot it showed on the map is probably where I need to go to, like, actually activate the mill.
Yeah.
Herb pouch. Okay. Well, I guess I completed a side quest objective.
Nice.
Kinda almost forgot I had that ability there. Which, how could I forget that I have Bash? It's only like one of the most crucial abilities in the game.
It happens.
Ow. Double ow. Why did that close behind me? Ah, great. You got me up against two different enemies at the same time. Or at least it's just kind of two normal enemies. Oh, jeez. Okay, now there's this guy.
It's the bigger guy.
Let me up. Okay. More. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna keep having to face different waves of enemies here. Ow. And clear. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
Nice.
Just caught me by surprise at first.
Oh. Yeah.
That character kind of gives off Rafiki vibes a little bit.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. We got some stuff moving.
It's always a plus. Means you're moving forward.
You heard it here, folks. Movement means you're moving. I didn't mean to, like, make fun of what you said or anything like that.
No,
It just...
yeah. That is kind of what I said.
Is there more to explore over here? Possibly. Or is that
Is there more to
where
explore?
I came down from? I don't know.
Is there more to explore? Is there more to explore?
But also, this is what just opened up.
Okay. A purple laser beam.
Oh, jeez. And I did not mean
Those
to
are
do that.
spikes. Those are spikes.
Whoa. Well, it's not quite weird gravity stuff, but the room has shifted. And I can no longer go to my right. It does not seem to have changed anything over here, though. Yeah. Nope, nope. Let me go down, please. There we go. And another lever. Should I just assume automatically that I'm always supposed to pull whatever lever there is? It seems like I need to move forward in this case, though. Well, I would not say that there's a ton going on right now, so...
Yeah, I was gonna ask, should I get into the passage of the day? Which it sounds like I can! Oh. Yeah, let me pull this up. So, I have something from Judges. I'm switching it up a little bit. I am going to read the story of Ehud. I think that's how you say it. And just because, I don't know, it just sounded fun to read. I'll just give... I won't read the whole thing because it is a little bit long. But I'll give a little context and kind of summarize what it says in the beginning. So basically, as we've said before, Judges is the story about how the people of Israel turn away from God, get into a horrible situation, ask God for help. God sends a judge or someone to save them. They turn back to God, and then they turn away again after some amount of time, and then the cycle continues. And Ehud is one of these judges that saves them. And so basically the beginning of this says they turned away from God, they did evil in the eyes of the Lord, and they got conquered by Moabites, Ammonites, Amalekites, and then I guess the king of Moab ruled over them. And then so while this king is ruling over them, they cry out to God to send someone to save them. And there's a guy named Ehud, who they specifically say is a left-handed man, which is like unusual. And he's also a Benjaminite. So, and it says Ehud has a double-edged sword, about a cubit long. I don't know how long a cubit is. Probably short, because it says it's strapped to his right thigh under his clothing. So it must have been small enough to hide.
I want to say a cubit was supposed to be about, like, the length of one's forearm.
Okay, so it's a little bit bigger than I was imagining. I was imagining, like, a dagger, but it's bigger than that.
Long dagger.
Yeah. Okay, so, and then he was presenting a tribute to the king, and it says the king was a very fat man.
Which, yes, is relevant.
Yeah. So, and then he presents the tribute, and then I'll start reading. I'll read 19 through... You know what? If you don't mind, I'll read 19 through 31. It is long, but I just don't know if there's any part I can really, like, cut out if I'm going to read the whole story. So, with all that context, here we go. Judges 19 through 31. Judges chapter 3, 19 through 31. But on reaching the stone images near Gilgal, he himself went back to Eglon, who was the king, and said, "Your Majesty, I have a secret message for you." The king said to his attendants, "Leave us," and they all left. Ehud then approached him while he was sitting alone in the upper room of his palace and said, "I have a message from God for you." As the king rose from his seat, Ehud reached with his left hand, drew the sword from his right thigh, and plunged it into the king's belly. Even the handle sank in after the blade, and his bowels discharged. Ehud did not pull the sword out, and the fat closed in over it. Then Ehud went out to the porch. He shut the doors of the upper room behind him and locked them. After he had gone, the servants came and found the doors of the upper room locked. They said he must be relieving himself in the inner room of the palace. They waited to the point of embarrassment, but when he did not open the doors of the room, they took a key and unlocked them. There they saw their lord fallen to the floor, dead. While they waited, Ehud got away. He passed by the stone images and escaped to Seirah. When he arrived there, he blew a trumpet in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites went down with him from the hills, with him leading them. "Follow me," he ordered, "for the Lord has given Moab, your enemy, into your hands." So they followed him down and took possession of the fords of the Jordan that led to Moab. They allowed no one to cross over. At that time, they struck down about 10,000 Moabites, all vigorous and strong. Not one escaped. That day, Moab was made subject to Israel, and the land had peace for 80 years. After Ehud came Shamgar, son of Anath, who struck down 600 Philistines with an ox goad. He too saved Israel. I probably could have left out that last verse, but yeah, not exactly G-rated. And if you ever thought like the Old Testament's boring, that's like, I mean, come on, it doesn't get more action-packed than that. It says to the king, "I have a message from God," and then stabs him in the belly. Which technically is, I mean, that isn't lying. Like, he did have a message from God, and that was it. But, yeah. I don't know how much I have to say about it, just that, like, a lot of these judges, I'm not sure if I can say all of them, but a lot of them aren't, they're not portrayed as like perfect people or like even really, really good people. They're just like kind of, I would say, maybe broken people who God uses to carry out his will. Because all of them, they're pointed out to have flaws, I believe, like every time. And this is not a flaw, but being left-handed was unusual for, like, in that day and age. It just wasn't seen as like a normal thing, I guess.
Well,
I
have heard from other pastors, I guess, that it might have even been seen as like a disability in those times.
Okay. Interesting.
So, like, yeah, because he was left-handed, the guards wouldn't necessarily have thought to check, you know, like, the place they would normally have thought to check for a weapon, he didn't have it there because he was left-handed. He had it on the opposite side.
I see.
But also, like, if that was viewed as a disability, they might have just, like, not really even seen him as a threat at all.
Yeah. Yeah, so... And it doesn't say, like, that Ehud really had any flaws. It doesn't really tell us much about him to begin with, but it does, like you're saying, it points it out, like, I guess it is kind of a flaw in the context of this book. And it always goes to show these judges like that. And it's illustrating a point that God uses. He doesn't just use the strongest and the best people, because like God could have picked like the most muscular, strong Jew that ever lived. You're gonna save the Jews. No, he picks always these people who are in a. I guess maybe I don't know about Samson. Maybe that's it.
I mean, Samson was strong, yes, but he was also flawed in other ways.
Very, very, very flawed. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. God uses unusual people to carry out His will. The legends were true. The Wellspring Library.
From somewhere above. I am not able to hone any skills right now. I do not have enough spirit energy or whatever that is. There was literally no point in jumping up here. There is this.
Game saved.
So, man, I wish I could remember the exact wording, but it's kind of funny right now as we're recording this. The church that I go to is doing a series specifically on Samson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the... Bless you?
Sorry. Yeah,
anyway, one of the points that they've kind of kept coming back to and illustrating with the sermons is that, like, God is... Again, this is where I'm not exactly sure I remember the wording that they used, but something to the effect of God is faithful to unfaithful people.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Like, Samson in particular really didn't care much about keeping the vow that he was supposed to uphold, or even, like,
yeah,
necessarily worshiping God in particular.
Right.
But God still, like, used him to do a bunch of ridiculous and amazing things and ultimately, you know, save his people from the Philistines.
Yeah.
Okay, there's nothing over here. At least not yet. Whoa. That might be the foul presence or whatever that was sensed.
That looks like a foul presence.
It looks a bit like a what are they called in Final Fantasy? A Malboro? It's like basically a creature that kind of its whole shtick is inflicting status effects upon you.
Okay. That does sound familiar.
Come on, let me go. Ah, no, wrong way. Ah! Holy, how am I still alive? I'm like, I thought for sure I already got just completely swept under by now. Hello. I don't know if that was how that was supposed to go. How am I still alive? And I think that's the end of the chase sequence. First try, yeah.
Yeah. Achievement.
Yeah. This water was all murky before. The water flows once more. Swift and clear, bright and clean. You are very brave. So brave. So soggy. We must tell Kolak. This is a happy day for all the marsh. And I guess I'm supposed to go back to Kolak. Okay, yep, return to Kolak.
It's so bright and happy there.
Okay, well, I think that's a pretty good spot to wrap things up for this one.
Yeah? Okay.
Tune in next time as we make our way back to Kolak and see what happens from there, I guess. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And we'll see you next time.
See you then.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.